Hello, we are back. What's wrong?
I'm kind of irritated about something.
I hope it's not on me.
No.
What about?
Last night
Mm-hmm.
at 6 o'clock,
Right.
I received an email from a colleague
Yeah.
asking me to provide a load of information about a project by breakfast time today.
That means you have to work after work?
Yeah. And basically now I'm going to take off my angry expression and body language because we're here to talk about conflict.
Okay.
And that was a real example
Mm.
of what causes conflict.
Mm.
It's a need which isn't being satisfied.
Right.
And last night, the need which wasn't being satisfied for me was that I wasn't being respected. I wasn't being considered. It was an invasion of my private time. And I dealt with it. But often, the problem with conflict is that we don't. And what happens? It stays inside. And every time we interact with the person there was trouble with, it gets like this. And then one day, bam, it explodes.
Cannot take anymore.
Exactly, yeah. And so that's what conflict is. And of course, when culture's involved, it can be worse. Because very often, the needs which aren't being satisfied, the other person doesn't know. They're behaving in a way which is accepted and familiar for them. It's causing a need to not be satisfied for us. And nobody even knows that there's trouble.
Right.
So, how about you? Have you had some situations?
Just a thought about one thing. So, well, we had a leadership meeting in Tokyo, and I went there for the Japanese leader, as a Japanese leader, and then that one guy came from South Africa, and I found out later that he actually origin by Israeli, right? Israeli, right? So totally different, right? So we were negotiating something in between, and well, he said, "So what do you think about this?" And Japanese said, "Well, say in a right way," and I said that okay, we agree with this, but we're not agreeing with this one. And his answer was,
Pretty direct, probably. Yeah.
at least you are agreeing with something. That's good. Let's get it on the next project.
So he ignored your disagreement.
Yes. Totally.
And how did you feel about that?
Well, me reacting like, wait a minute. I said that I'm not agreeing with this one. But Japanese, they are just being silent, opening mouth. It was bad.
Yeah, it happens regularly. Our needs aren't satisfied, and there's a cultural basis for this. I have had many issues over the years with feedback. I come from a culture where feedback is expected and it's normally constructive. And I've had issues with people who give me feedback which is all negative. And my need for recognition is not satisfied by that. There are many examples, and we've given a lot of them in this unit for you to have a look at. And then after that, of course, we talk about something which is always a source of conflict, which is negotiation. And we decided that we'd like to illustrate that by talking about something that we do in a business school here in France.
Business school, that TICD.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about the TICD first?
Okay, alright. So imagine an exercise for groups of students where their objective, playing roles, is to come to an agreement. We have groups of Southern European students where typically each person will say, we need to agree, but my idea is the best. And they struggle to overcome the desire to be the person who wins the argument.
Right.
We've had Indians working on this, and they are very polite, very respectful, but their reaction to different points of view is to raise the voice, raise the volume, and to interrupt each other.
Which never stops.
And it doesn't stop, yeah, because there is a real desire to be persuasive and to win the argument, even though they're respectful.
Yeah.
And then we have Chinese students who, as soon as they discover that the objective of the exercise is to cooperate, they do. And they do so because building the relationship and the trust is very important for them. And doing so in a way which respects harmony is also important. And I guess that's something that you know about as well, yeah?
Yeah. So I go university sometimes to teach. French students. I give the feedback to French students, and I say maybe more in a Western way that the positive things first. Then more, I was saying that, oh, you're good at this, and maybe you can do this, blah, blah. Then they said, can you just give me the negative feedback? Because I don't care about the positive feedback. I know what I'm good at. And I was like, all right. So you just care about the negative feedback.
It's a really challenging subject.
Yeah.
Negotiation and the way that different cultures approach it is quite structured. We've given you some real tools in this unit. You'll see that different cultures have a different communication style when they're in negotiation, that they have different criteria for success, different criteria for trusting the other person, and there's also a really important concept, which is advocacy and inquiry, which is basically the difference between trying to win an argument with your arguments or asking questions, trying to find out why the other person has the point of view that they have. In a previous professional life, I was in sales, and I used to work with people for who negotiation was all about winning. And there were all sorts of strategies involved, including things such as me having a smaller chair or them threatening to call my boss if I didn't give them what they wanted. And things have progressed in general since then.
It depends on the personality as well, no?
Of course, yeah. It does depend on personality.
Right.
It depends on personality. It depends on perhaps the culture of the company that you work for. But we really encourage you to have a good look at the tool advocacy and inquiry, and to use both.
Right.
So that you can be effective.
Right.